Hey, how's it going everyone? Hope everyone's doing well today. Let's turn the music down a little bit. Yeah, on to version 17 today for the first time. Should be interesting. I don't think the game has changed that much. I think it's just a few recipes here and there and a few basic mechanics that have changed, but it's fairly normal for Factorio for those small changes to actually make fairly significant differences to the design of factories, so be interesting. I'm just going to do a playthrough on default settings for the first playthrough on version 17. Not going to try anything too fancy. And then once we've actually gotten used to version 17, then we'll probably do a world that's designed for a mega base and actually try and do a mega base on 17 as well. I'll try and sort of migrate a lot of the design concepts that I've come up with in version 16 to actually do the version 17 mega base, probably with a few tweaks here and there. Let's actually change this music up and we'll start playing. Yeah, so I'm not going to change world settings or anything, world gen settings. We might have a quick look at the preview. I noticed that there's actually a preview option for generating the world now, so you can get I suppose there was before as well, but it's a little bit more interactive now for the world preview. So we'll get probably a look at the general layout of the map, and then we'll do just a random one, sight unseen. Okay, it's better. Let's get rid of that. Play. So yeah, new game. And yeah, so we've got the preview option now. So we'll have a look and just get a rough idea of what the worlds look like. I think we have a random seed. What is the, can we look at zoom out to look at the, can we zoom out? There's no zoom option. Nope, no zoom. We can scroll, but no zoom. And it only lets us, okay, interesting. It doesn't actually let us preview as much of the map as we want, only a small part. Well, I've got Ribbon World as an option in the settings now. I mean, obviously the UI is totally different, but looks like most of the same options. I'm not really that familiar with the enemy expansion option, so I'm not sure if that's been changed or if it's still the same. Expensive, that's the same as the previous version. Yeah, in the version 16 playthrough, I ended up, the last video that I just posted a few days ago, turning pollution off and turning the ions off completely, just to try and get some of that performance back. We'll see what the performance is like in this version of the game. It's probably unlikely that we'll actually see any difference for probably this playthrough, but we'll see what happens in when we start getting to bigger bases, if there is actually performance improvement. Let's go random. So yeah, starting area resources. The terrain gen looks pretty similar. I think they did make some changes. I think the cliffs look a little bit different than the previous versions. Yeah, the cliffs are definitely different. The cliffs look like they're related to actual altitude. It looks like you can see how there's cliffs around the edge of the water, which makes me think it's actually related to the altitude, because obviously as you get into the lakes, it's going to be lower altitude. So yeah. default resource sizes. It doesn't actually give us a size in this preview. It's the only thing that's missing. But yeah, starting resources. Looks like it's pretty... regular the way the starting resources are given out. Oil obviously isn't considered to be a starting resource though, because obviously some of these don't have any oil on them at all. Oh, little bits here and there. It's typically not something that you're actually getting into until a little bit further into the gameplay anyway. Yeah, okay. Let's close the preview. Let's do a random seed. And play the game. Back to slow motion. Actually, let's check quickly. Graphical settings. Do we have texture? Largest possible. We want to change here. I wonder if turning off VSync makes a difference for performance. Always just left VSync on. So it looks like it's kept my autosave interval from previous version. Okay. Let's just play those settings, I suppose. And we are given same things as before. I'm not sure if you were given wood in the previous version, were you? And yeah, the icons there have changed a little bit as well. Actually, I think the actual chests and the actual graphics for the chests have changed. Anyone else? Everything else looks pretty similar. Also, game sound's a little bit low there. Or maybe it's just because we zoomed out. No, I think it should be fine actually. Yeah, let's dig up some stone, I suppose. If version 17 is going to be stable soon, and it's actually going to be the version that's going to be around for the next maybe year or so, I might actually try doing some speed runs on version 17. Stone. Not that many stones in the environment actually. Not a particularly rocky area. Or textures look pretty much the same, no difference there. And let's make a... Oh, I really need some wood. I should have grabbed some trees. Yeah, there's no trees around here. That's probably the only thing that's missing. And also... Oh, they've gotten rid of the... pickaxe, haven't they? Well, that's super fast now. Does it? Maybe it affects reach. That reach seems very short. But yeah, much quicker to cut down trees. Let's just make some wooden chests here. How much wood did it actually get? That should be enough to run this monitor for a little while. Then we'll dig up some iron ore manually. It's usually the way that I start. Yeah, obviously if I'm going to do speedruns I need to sort of figure out exact numbers of stone and iron ore that are needed at the start to get you up and running. The nice thing about this is I don't need to worry about replacing a pickaxe at any point. If we put that in there, it's actually just saved to there now. Yeah, unfortunately, starting stages of Factorio is going to be very dark on stream. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. I'll try and get the Night vision up and running. Ooh, this is all new looking. Can we still search? Okay. Night vision. Yeah, there's a few things leading into that, but we'll try and get to that fairly quickly. There's a lot of things leading into that. So what we want to make? What do we want to make? Electric mining drills, not electric burner mining drills to start off with. Also, see inventories. And coal is just down there. I'm going to want to get that coal up and running pretty quickly here as well. How much do I need? Let's make a couple of those. We need 9 more iron. I want to make 2 burning mining drills. Get that coal automated. Actually, we can use that, although I need a continued supply of stone as well for a little while. Nine, exactly the amount that I needed. Where am I running? Which lets us do that. Yeah, that's wood's definitely not lasting very long, is it? What are we doing? Okay. Iron is semi-automated. A little bit of coal left. Looks like they've definitely worked on the starting resource patches. And pretty much all of those previews that we looked at, they're all fairly small patches, but pretty close together. I think some of them were actually like right up against each other. Good, good. We need more stone. We'll get a few more burning mine drills up and running. I'm trying to get to power fairly quickly here. We need to get the copper patch connected up as well. How much copper have I don't know if the fuel values have changed or something, but it looks like we're going through fuel a little bit faster here. Seems like that to me anyway. What do we want to do here? Probably get... I want to get the coal increased first. Let's make a couple more burner inserters, burner mining drills for that. And I suppose we could start getting that belt. I don't know if I'm going to bother straight away. We need a fair amount of iron to do the belts. Well, now that I look at that, yeah, I think we will get the coal belted rather than having to run back all the time. Hi Deepa, how's it going? Okay, so yeah, we'll get some belts together. I want to get science up and running fairly quickly. But yeah, this looks all pretty similar to 16 so far, no major changes. Apart from the lack of pickaxe. And also the user interface differences. How do you add coal like that? Control click? There's a few ways you can do it. You can control left click or you can control right click, depending on how much you want to insert. So if you control right click on the inventories and drag, it'll put half of what you're holding into the inventories. I think this gives us, it's only one belt per, isn't it? No, it's 2 belts. Yeah, 2 transport belts each. So we'll try and get the coal up to where the iron is, because it'll save us from running back and forth. And you can get items out of inventories the same way. You just press control and drag and it'll empty out the inventories. So what we need to do is get... The belt graphics have actually changed in this version as well. Looks pretty similar, but a little bit sharper. What we need to do... Actually, yeah, the underside of the belt has changed quite a bit. You can see the rollers underneath, which is a nice little addition. I need a bunch of burner inserters and way more iron than what we've currently got. I'm not sure how to do this, so we'll just do it like that for now. Hopefully that's good enough. We'll see. I'm never really certain how to set these early game things up. Yeah, this is not the correct way apparently. Could always try. Yeah, I don't like the way that it pulls out of the fuel slot. That doesn't make any sense to me. What does that? I wish it didn't pull out of the fuel slot. could rotate those, but then they won't fuel each other if I do that. We could actually refuel it from its own supply, I suppose. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because it's not something that I really need to worry about, because it's nothing I spend too much actual gameplay messing around with burner inserters. That'll work. Like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about these early game designs. Not unless I actually start doing some speed runs, then I'll worry about it a little bit more. It's more about getting used to the technologies in this version of the game. You could probably make this actually even smaller by going like this. And doing it the other way instead. Little ghost. Oh, that's makes sense. It's telling you that you're going to be putting down the entity ghost and not the actual entity itself. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's that, I suppose. That actually needs to go up then, I suppose. Otherwise it's not going to do anything. Awesome. And then burner inserters for all these as well. Yeah, usually the first thing I'd get researched is, I think it's logistics, so we can get splitters up and running. So yeah, we'll get a very basic power plant set up over here. I think we need to get some copper going as well before we can do the power plant. We need the copper before we can do the signs. We get the power plant running pretty much straight away. Yeah, I usually switch over to electric mining drills as soon as possible. I don't really stick with the burning mining drills for very long. And normally, at least for the previous versions of the game, you don't need a huge amount of copper to start off with. Just a small amount's all we need. Let's get... We need an offshore pump, which we do need a copper to get the offshore pump going. Offshore pump, we need just a couple of pipes, not that many. We need... Okay, one of those, two of those to start off with, and we need some small electric poles as well. Yeah, there's a little bit of a lack of trees in the starting area. There's a little patch down here and that's about it. Oh, there's some a little bit further up as well. Oh, we don't have enough copper. Okay. And let's grab some coal. Super basic setup to start off with. I don't know if they've changed any of the mechanics related to this. And power, and then we get a lab, which we need more copper for. But we've got power up and running at least. We can actually start switching over to electric mine drills now, I think. Yeah, we'll get some of those up and running in a minute. What do I want? Labs. We'll go for 2 labs, I suppose. Get some science packs. Yeah, if we get splitters up and running, then we don't need to worry about doing crazy things like using inserters to split items on belts. Waiting for that lab to get built. Yeah, I was saying at the start of the stream, it looks like they've changed the way the cliffs work. It looks like it's more sort of topographical now, the cliffs, less random. Which is nice. They might actually be slightly more useful now as a defense in the early game. Oh, that science is so slow. What do we want? Logistics, automation. What do we want? And it's actually got research queuing now as well. So what do we want after logistics? Optics. Turrets. Probably logistics. Actually, what I do? I did automation. I meant to do logistics. Can we switch those around? Nope. Okay, so logistics, then automation. And then we'll decide what we're going to do after they're finished. Looks like they've updated the lab graphic as well. Looks a little bit more transparent than it used to be. I'm not a fan of racism, if that's what you're asking. Let's get some more wood. Actually, no, it's copper that we're missing. That should actually get us to the first research, I think. It's only 15 for that. I kind of want to get the... We still need to do coal for smelting for quite some time. But we can do the smelting off-site somewhere. So we'll probably try and get the iron electrified. So yeah, we'll make some electric mining drills. We'll try and get the coal electrified. Stone's a low priority and copper's a relatively low priority at the moment. Get a few more electric mining drills going. And I suppose we should probably belt coal into the power plant as well. Might do a little bit of expansion on that first. We'll just have a really basic power plant set up to start off with. We'll have 2 boilers and 4 steam engines. Should be enough for a while. And then... I don't know if it's... I usually try and get to steel pretty quick, but I don't know if it's actually worth doing that anymore because they've gotten rid of the... Oh no, they do have a steel axe. I thought they got rid of that. Increases your mining speed. Okay. So you don't need the iron axe they got rid of. So we probably will still try and get to steel fairly quickly. We'll put... we'll probably head down from here, I think. We'll put the factory from... We'll build through the trees. We'll go down. So we'll put smelting... probably underneath where the coal is. Let's grab some more stone. Actually, we need to probably load some coal into, because we do need quite a bit of stone here. We're going to have to set up smelting, so we're going to need a bunch of stone furnaces. Let's get these back. Pretty much this entire thing can be picked up, I think. Now, the actual belt capacities have changed in this version of the game, so I'll need to do some experimenting with the size of smelting setups as well. Do we bother with that? I think we will. And we're going to use electric mining drills for the coal as well. So I think we'll just do a smelting setup that's basically the same as the one that I usually build, and then we'll adjust the length of it based on the new belt capacities. I don't know if slow belt capacities changed. I think it's fast and express belt capacities have changed. Actually, no, I think it has been slow belt. I think they changed it to like 10, 20, and 40 or something like that, the capacities of the belts. We'll do it right here. So, furnaces. And I think I usually go... This will need to be brought in a little bit actually. We need splitters actually. So we're waiting on the logistics to finish so we can make a couple of splitters to do the smelting setup the way that I'd like to. And I suppose we'll queue up steel after that. We might as well cut down these trees anyway, because we do need some wood in the early game for electric poles. I say we can do splitters. Can we? Yes. And let's just get rid of that science for now. Any belts? We've got enough belts, I think. I'll try and squeeze some science in with the other stuff that I'm making. So I think I usually go two of these facing each other. Belts coming out like this. Coal in this side. Underground to pass it through, which we'll do later on. But yeah, a splitter here. An underground to pass it through. That goes into there. Iron comes into here. Bounces the iron belt a little bit further over. And then coal comes in underneath here. And that should get us into pretty much automated iron. I think this needs to be adjusted a little bit. We're just about there. Actually dump all this coal out. Actually, I might put this in a chest next to the power, so we don't need to worry about refueling that for a little while. We'll get the belt actually running to the power plant eventually via splitters, but for now we'll just do this. Let's go that much. We don't need a huge amount of power to start off with. You need fuel to start, do you? It's not asking for fuel, okay. And we're going to change this over for electric as well. I think that works. And then in the middle, oh, we need more iron. And then we get the iron plate out through the middle here. So yeah, this is in the wrong spot. It needs to be further back. I just noticed as well they've changed the graphic for the underground belts as well. And iron is automated. Oof, I just realised we need regular inserters. Because this doesn't work. We can use burner inserters on the outside, but I think we'll replace the whole thing with regular inserters. How's power going actually? I suppose we might as well do the same for copper as well. We've got a rough layout for the bus. Again, I'm not sure what the capacities for the belts are, but we'll just work off a sort of regular size belt setup that we would for version 16 until we can actually figure out what the differences are. So we'll go for probably 4 of each, I suppose, 4 copper and 4 iron to start off with. Also gets lights going, just so it's not quite so dark. Obviously we need to do research for lights. Do I want to get copper automated the same way? I think we can. We've got iron automated, so we've got plenty of iron coming in. We might get belts though automated. It only takes 2 assembly machines. That's pretty easy to do. It's actually probably fairly good thing to do in the early game, just to get belts automated. Oh, we've got some stats actually in the... Actually, no, that's looks slightly different, does it? Oh, there's a, I think it's just the grid view. It's also got the scales as well, which is nice, which was missing from the previous version. Do I want to fill that chest up completely with belts? Probably not. I think bread science is a fairly basic recipe. We might get that automated and just set it next to the labs to start off with. Plate iron gear wheels, although we do need to get it where the copper and the iron is. So it's probably worthwhile shifting that near the factory somewhere. Now I think this upgrade planner, has that actually been added as a part of the vanilla game now, or is that just one of my mods that's been brought over from the previous game? Let's save this game here quickly. Twitch. Oh, no, it's not Twitch anymore, is it? It's YouTube. 17 first. Okay, auto research. Let's get rid of these mods for now. Creative mode, rewire. Upgrade build on plan and water fill. Let's just go for the vanilla game to start off with. Okay. Now there is... Oh, it's still in there. Must be part of the vanilla game now, I suppose. Interesting. The blueprint's probably not really working, but there is a... let's have a look in the shortcut keys. There is a way to do copy and pasting just without using blueprints, I believe, now. Controls... Build Ghost. Control C. Nice. Although, how useful is that really? Because it needs to be mirrored. It gets me some other way there, I suppose. Let's put it over here somewhere. Get rid of... that needs to be moved up. Is this even in the right position? I think it is. What have I done wrong here? Oh yeah, this needs to be moved up here. Okay. To there instead. And then the coal comes in from the top. Actually, that's backwards, like that. Yeah, I probably do need to automate signs. Okay, we just need power. And then we need some copper, and we should be right to go. Yeah, so we'll move the labs down here somewhere, just temporarily. Probably, I don't know, just where's a good spot to put the labs? Probably just behind the iron somewhere. Actually, probably put it behind the copper. We actually need it near both things though. It probably doesn't matter too much initially because we're going to move science eventually. And we're out of power. It didn't take long. So yeah, maybe we'll actually get the coal belted to this power plant as well. Might be a good idea. Give you all the coal and give you 1 science back. I might actually move the power down to here. Don't need that much water, and I wanted to get basically a little bit closer to the coal, so let's pick all this up. I need to move the labs down as well. I might as well install the extra power while we're doing it. Which way do we want to do this? Actually, there's a issue with doing it this way and being able to get the power out, I think. Yeah, but it doesn't reach to there. I think the way I usually overcome that is just to put a pipe in. Okay, I think everything's plugged in. Except for the copper. No, that's running as well. Oh, I've disconnected power from there, okay. And the other thing we need to do is make sure we still get stone in, so we'll go and put a bunch of coal in chests there. Well, we're probably, just judging from that, we're probably going to be good for stone for a little while. Here comes the copper. Yeah, let's get science up and running, I think. Let's get red science, although there's not that many things that use just red science. Probably want to get to green science pretty quickly as well. We've got the labs on, yeah, okay. So, what do we need for science? I suppose we want to probably research. Let's put the labs down first. We'll just do a really basic setup to start off with for the science. So we need some assembly machines. I think the red is just two different things, isn't it? Yeah. Gears and copper. So it's really just gears. We'll put the labs down the back here somewhere till we figure out a more permanent location for them. So yeah, gears. Now I think they've changed assembly machines slightly in this version of the game. I thought they did, maybe. Perhaps they didn't. I think it's just speed differences now, and you can make any item in any assembly machine, I think, is the difference. So we should be able to make green circuits pretty much straight away with the assembly ones. So we can probably get to green science a little bit quicker in this version of the game. Yeah, I mean, this is probably way more red science we're actually going to use in the early stages here. And we need copper in as well, don't we? So we probably actually want to join the upward from this up with a copper belt. Okay. Call that done. And red science is going. So we should be able to get to that still. We'll probably just queue up all the rest of the red science here, I suppose. Optics is in. What does electronics get us? Oh, that just unlocks a few extra things. I want to try and get to green science. And what else? I suppose weapons. Turrets, maybe. Stone walls. Electronics. And then we've got other things. Basically, we're up and running now. Power's still fine. We actually put those extra steam engines in, so we should be okay for a little while. What's missing there? Oh, inserters, perhaps? Oh yeah, inserters. Excellent. So yeah, I'll have a short break there. Got the basics up and running. Yeah, I think green science is actually going to be fairly straightforward now that we can assemble anything in any assembly machine. Just the speed differences. Well, I'll have a short break here, and when we come back we'll try and get green science up and running. And we're back. So yeah, let's try and get green science up and running, I think. The research should be finished pretty quickly. I wish you could actually move these around. Is there a way of shifting the queue? I don't think so. We can wait for optics to finish, I suppose. Get some steel pickaxes up and running. Science is not backing up, so we can also add in some extra science, I suppose. Might start getting some basic defences together as well. So, armour-piercing rounds. Add that to the queue. We need to get the military finished first. Get some basic turrets up just for defences. Get some walls going. While we're waiting for that science to finish, we'll just chop down a few more of these trees. Very subtle upgrade to the graphics in version 17. Still very much looks like previous versions, but just everything's a little bit improved, a little bit sharper. Like even things just like the trees have been updated a little bit. The dead trees as well. Yeah, actually you can see the research, we're actually moving that basic research pretty quickly, even with this small amount of red science that we're making. What are the red science packs actually called? It's not called red science, is it? It's called automation science. I think they used to just call it like science pack 1 and science pack 2, previous versions. Maybe I should wait until I've actually got a steel pickaxe to do that, because it'll probably be way quicker. We've got steel available now, so I can actually do some quick little bit of steel smelting here. Where can we do that? Oh, we'll just do it anyway. It doesn't really matter. It's just going to be a temporary setup anyway. Just do it right here. Yeah, we need that, and let's not use wood. Okay, so we'll get, I suppose, green circuits set up next, which I think we can just use assembly ones for now. And again, I'll just use the same design that we used in version 16 to start off with for the green circuits. I won't do anything too different to start off with. Then once we've got green circuits automated, then we can get assembly machines automated as well. And a few other things. We don't really need to get inserters automated because that's actually going to be part of green science. copper, iron, green circuits out. Also, let's make some lights, shall we? So we can actually see what we're doing. And we'll get red, green sign set up down here somewhere. We can actually start doing green signs now, can we? We can. And also, let's also make a for reals, very early attack from aliens. I can actually see an alien base, yeah. So we do need to get some weaponry together. First look at the biters. Nasty fellows. Can we take that out just with our basic ammo? I don't know if we can. Let's make a little bit of extra ammunition, perhaps. I also need to make some repair packs here. I actually took out one of my electric mining drills there. Okay, we'll try and take that spawn route. That's a very early attack from aliens. What do we need? We'll try and do it with just basic ammunition. It might be a little bit tricky, but we'll give it a shot. Although we can probably get the machine gun. Yeah, we just need a bit of iron. So we'll make a machine gun. And we'll try and do this with basic ammo. A few extra rounds here. And we need to get a replacement electric mining drill as well. Steel pickaxe. Can I make a steel pickaxe? Do I not need to make... Did they change that as well? I thought we needed to make a steel pickaxe. Oh, I didn't add it to the research. That's probably why. Yeah, sure, let's get that. Let's get rid of that and that. I want the steel pickaxe first. We've got a little bit of ammunition. Let's make it a little bit more. Let's get that machine gun equipped and ready to go. What do we need for armor-piercing rounds? I think it's this one here, isn't it? Nope. Nope. Okay, so we need green signs for armor-piercing rounds. So we're basically going to try and clear out that spawn before we get to armor-piercing rounds. Can we do it with what we've got? Seems slightly unlikely. We'll have a quick look. I don't know how tough they're going to be this early in the game, probably not very. We don't have any armor though, so maybe it's worth making a little bit of body armor before we head over there. Yeah, just a little bit more iron. We'll make some body armor just in case. Switch to the machine gun. Also, what we're going to do is make a couple of extra lives so we can see that signs backing up there. What are we doing? Body armor. Labs. Okay, let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can kill these bugs. 33 33 rounds. It's not rounds really, is it? What is it? Magazines. We have light armor. We have teeny tiny little biters. Yeah, we should be able to do this, no problems. No problems. Well, that's a... Oh, that's the worms. Oh, actually the worms... Oh, maybe the worms will be okay as well. Let's see. They are a little bit tough. Healing up here. Maybe I should grab some fishies before we do this as well. Try and work on that spawner a little bit. Yeah, maybe we do need to get a little bit more ammunition together. We might get some fish as well. What do we want? More ammunition. I think probably just a gun turret actually is all we need. Even with basic ammunition. If we go 2 gun turrets and then a bunch of ammunition, I think that should be actually fine. Rather than trying to do it with our own personal weaponry. Let's switch that music up again. Do I have that volume turned down on that music? It seems very quiet for some reason. Not sure. Maybe just this particular song's a little bit quiet. We'll try and do this, taking out that spawner with gun turrets. We'll grab a fish from somewhere as well before we try it. Steel axe is still getting researched. Can I get lucky and find a fish in one of these little teeny tiny lakes? Yeah, fishy. Oh my god. These guys. These guys. Attacking my stuff. I'm assuming they came from over there. Okay, let's try and do this without fish. In the middle of the night. You can always just use the turrets as a backup, I suppose. Let's actually put you down. That's there. And I kind of need extra ammunition. I might just set up one of these as a backup position, I think. It's not that effective, is it? Let's get this spawner anyway. We're noisy in this version of the game, that's for sure. Noisy, noisy. And that's all of our ammunition gone. Got rid of the spawner at least. We'll come back and we'll finish off the worms in a second. Although maybe... What size are these? Small. You're dead. Small. They're both small. 9 magazines. Is that going to be enough? No, it's not. That's not going to be enough. I've only got four magazines left. Maybe I should try and kill it with a steel pickaxe. Again, is it not something we make anymore, is it? Oh, it automatically does. You don't actually need to, I didn't actually need to make all that steel, it just does it automatically, apparently. Okay. I'm fine with that. So let's get everything else queued up that's just red until we can actually get the green signs going. We're missing there. I want to make shotgun ammunition. Gross. Yeah, so judging from that, I think we'll try and get to some sort of proper defences here pretty quickly. We'll get green signs up and running first, then we'll actually work on our defences, I think. That is going to be input, and then we need long-handed inserters. Kablam, yeah, that steel pickaxe. Much quicker. One-shotting these trees now. It's one serious piece of equipment. It's sort of as fast as the chainsaw mod. Makes it much quicker. Okay, so we should be in green circuits as well now. And then we'll do green signs down there. I think we can actually get to night vision fairly quickly. I don't think it takes that long. Yeah, green signs and then defences. Again, we'll just use the same setup for green signs that I usually use at the start. I think the later science packs have changed though, so we'll probably have to come up with new designs for those. Not enough ingredients. Probably copper. Okay, so what I usually do for green science is, well, obviously we need inserters. No, not inserters, assembly machines. I usually have assembly machine for belts, assembly machine for inserters, and then one for something else, I can't remember. Gears, I think, there, like this. So iron coming in this way. This is belts, that is gears, that is inserters, I believe. And then we have a string of assembly machines down here making the green science. And once we've got green science up and running, that means we've also got basic inserters automated as well. So yeah, iron in there, gears in there, iron in, gears in, and then this needs green circuits as well. I guess this also automates belts, so we could probably remove that belt manufacturing. Why is it not happening? Oh, this is backwards. Yes? No, oh, it's too long. Okay, so now we have green signs. And also inserters in theory, although it is kind of going slow. Obviously we're using tier 1 assemblers, so it's going to be pretty slow for a little while. We'll probably make those manually for a little while. How do we want to join this up? I just want to share those inserters, so just do that for now. Does it join up properly? Yeah, they've actually slightly changed the way that works as well. That looks so different. That's actually much more descriptive of what's happening, isn't it, really? The way that belt actually sort of connects up and sort of rolls back underneath. It's kind of cool. Yeah, green science is up and running. How's our power? Still fine. Defenses. Weapon shooting speed's not that important. We'll get it finished, I suppose, because we've started. Projectile damage. We probably actually don't really need those. Let's just check our priorities one more time here. What I want to get is piercing rounds, if that's still a thing. Piercing rounds. Let's do that. And also want to look for night vision. Which is hidden behind a bunch of other crap. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. That's actually quite a ways off. It's still in red and green, so it's not that far away, but there's a little bit we need to do before we can get to that. Okay. Let's get the defenses sorted out first, though. So we want to actually automate. We want to get armor piercing, well, piercing rounds researched, then we actually want to get that automated. And also gun turrets and stone walls. So we need to get stone, at least stone automated. We might just set up a little thing on the stone patch to make some stone walls. We just need to smelt, so we'll probably set up an electric mine drill for the stone. But we still need to bring coal in. I might just do it manually for now. So we need to actually smelt. Smelt these. And we need coal for that as well, so let's put it over this side. Actually, we need to grab some coal. Yeah, let's see. Can we put... we need to smelt it first. Let's put that there. Coal in. Stone in. And I might dump off that stone. I don't need to be carrying a huge amount of stone with me. We'll grab some more coal, grab some iron. Didn't actually need to make all that steel. Yeah, that's all we need. We need some inserters. The military's finished, so we can actually do the armor piece, the piercing rounds. Heavy armor. I suppose we need to do that to get to modular armor, which we need to use the night vision. Military science, what does that get us? Some more military technology. The laser turrets... It was really that early, is it? It is. That's kind of tempting, actually, to go for the laser turrets early. Although we need batteries for that, don't we? Yes, that's actually batteries, and that's actually fluids and a whole separate thing. I think heavy armor is probably going to be worthwhile going for. It's just red signs as well, so it's pretty cheap. I'll make some repair packs here as well in a minute, just repair those mining drills. Stone in, walls out. Let's just make 4 stacks of walls for now. Walls, and also, just in case, let's dump in all our ammo. We have to make some extra ammo there, just in case we get attacked over there. All those inserters are getting used up quick smart, so yeah, probably worthwhile getting automation 2 done as well. We need electronics for, so let's add that, and then let's go to automation 2. I wish you could actually rearrange that queue, that would be nice. There's nothing I can see to actually rearrange the queue though. You can get rid of items, you just can't shift them around. We could probably add in maybe another couple of extra labs if we want to do science, but there's plenty of other things I can spend resources on before we get to that. But let's start making some proper ammunition here. Although this is a part of military science, maybe it's worth doing military science and then just taking them out of that. Although, it might be a little while before we get to that, so let's actually make piercing rounds straight away here. We'll do it over this side, we've got a bit of extra room. I just realised as well, this the green science is way too close. We're going to have to move that down. It's way too close to my green circuits. Okay, what do we need for ammunition? Just iron for that. I think we can make 2 for 1. Unless I'm mistaken. This is 1 and that is 3. So it's actually 3 for 1. 2 will be fine though, I think. This just needs iron, so that's pretty easy to do. These need iron as well, don't they? Nope, oh, they need steel. So we do need to get steel automated. And we need to get coal going through the bus as well. Do that. Let's pick this up. And we'll set up a little bit of steel smelting here. After I dumped it for all that stone, it turns out I do need some stone. We can also probably upgrade to steel furnaces pretty soon. Once we've got steel online. I like the new double thick walls. Very nice. What do we want? Stone. How do we do this? Probably the same way. Yeah, we'll probably do it the same way we did the iron, I think. Actually, that's backwards. Actually, what we'll do, we might as well keep that coal, because I think that coal might be needed for other... Actually, it's not really needed for a while, is it, coal? Oh, we'll bring it in here, we might as well. Now that I've actually brought it down through the bus. We could have actually extended this one down. Because coal has to get into that, so we'll bring it out from here. Yes, no. No fuel, no power, it's saying. Oh, I've disconnected power somewhere. There we go. Do we have inserters backed up on this belt? Nope, they're all inserters are getting used. Okay, we'll keep on making those manually for now. I probably should actually move this green science down so we can actually extend green circuits a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. Control C. Not that we really need to copy it. We'll put it down to there. We'll extend green circuits just a little bit. Not that we need them at the moment, but I want to make space for the expansion later on. I'm a huge fan of the copy-paste functionality in the game now. It's going to save so much time later on. Yeah, let's get... And nope, more long-handed inserters. got that steel coming out now? We do. Okay, so we can start getting the ammunition set up. And we'll get the green science reconnected in a minute. It's all working fine. Steel is super slow. We'll get the rest of this running, I suppose. Okay, so we need basic ammo, piercing ammo. This needs just iron. And these need steel and copper, which I suppose we can just put on one belt. How do I normally do this? Probably not like this, but this will do. And we'll just dump those into chests for now. Let's go. Like that, and we'll get a few stacks of those. We can probably just make turrets manually for now. Let's get green science back up and running though. So yeah, no major differences so far in this version of the game. It's pretty similar, apart from obviously the look. Graphics have been updated a little bit, but no real major differences. Research queuing is probably the one noticeable difference, and also the slight changes to the way the pickaxe works. Oh, obviously the copy and pasting for the instead of blueprinting, so you can just Control C, which is nice. How do we get rid of that now? Oh, does that let me just blueprint terrain? Is that really letting me do that? That's interesting. we have tier 2 assembly machines available as well now. Okay, so Green Science is back up and running. Pissing Rounds is going. We can make defenses. We'll probably wait until we get attacks, I think, until we worry about defenses too much. But I think I might leave it there for the day. Got the basics up and running. We've just started doing our defensive work, and we'll do a little bit more of that next time. But I think next time we'll probably start getting into some of the areas that are a little bit different. All the recipes have been pretty much the same. I think it's the later science packs that are different. Let's have a quick look. That's changed. Actually, I think I might prefer that recipe. I think that's slightly nicer. And that's changed as well. Uses solid fuel. Yep. All these later recipes have changed. That'll be interesting doing some design work on those. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'll be back probably tomorrow about the same time again. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.